Hey guys, Ivan here, and in today's video we got some more news about Hadi Choopan situation. So as you guys know, officially Hadi Choopan is out of the Mr. Olympia. Or is he? Well, what happened most recently is that a lot of media outlets, I'm not gonna name any of them because I don't wanna accuse them of spreading misinformation, which is kind of what they're doing, but really they are just misinformed and they don't know the complete story. So what they're saying out there, and I'm sure you have seen this post, is that Hadi's US visa was already approved, that he's good to get into the United States, which is not true. So Hadi wrote himself very, very clearly that he was scheduled to have a conversation, to have a meeting, an interview at the US Embassy in Dubai. And his visa to travel to Dubai was cancelled. The United Arabian Emirates visa was declined, was cancelled for him, even though he had it for 10 years. He was supposed to have it for 10 years. So he was never at the interview, and his visa is nor accepted nor declined. Now, as per his lawyer, he was supposed to get that visa without any issues, but he never got to the interview. He never got to the US Embassy. So what he could do is schedule another interview in another country, for example, Turkey, which is exactly what Behruz Tabani tried to do, but it was impossible. Because until his visa request that is scheduled for his interview in Dubai is either accepted or declined, he's not allowed to change the place of an interview. So he can't move that meeting to Turkey until he's declined, which is a process that takes usually a couple of weeks or like a couple of months, which is time that Hadi probably doesn't have. There is a possibility, if he pushes things, that he might make it like the day before the stage. And this information is coming from Hadi's team. And who is Hadi's team? It's literally two people in Hadi. So it's Hadi's coach and mentor and many other things. It usually goes with coaching. It's Milos Sarcev and also Hadi's good friend and his translator. And that's it. It's three people. And I talked to Milos. He explained everything to me. So now I'm giving this information to you guys. So it's not true that Hadi's visa is approved. That's what I thought at first. I was like, if his visa is approved and he can't travel through Dubai, why doesn't he travel through Europe? Like, I'm sure he can get to Serbia without any problems and then travel to the US from there, from here. But no, it's not possible. He needs to schedule another meeting to get his visa approved, which is possible. But the question is there time? Now, Milos, of course, knowing Milos, knowing what he's like, and you guys probably have the idea as well, he tried every way to convince Hadi to keep trying, to talk to his lawyer, to push things, to move this meeting to Turkey or wherever, and actually have it scheduled, do it, and get to the United States at the last moment. But apparently Hadi gave up. You know, in his post on IG, he said, I am out. I decided to pull out. He didn't say, I'm not allowed. He did say, I'm out. I decided to step out because he's not sure if he can actually even get there. And he doesn't want to stress until the last day and compete on Mr. Olympia stage at 70% of himself again. Now, would he be really 70% of himself at that stage? I doubt that, guys. I doubt that. Now, the rumor is that the story is, and it is true, that he lost like 10 pounds while he was waiting and traveling throughout these airports. Why did this happen? It happened because he already scheduled his food to be prepared in Dubai. He didn't get there. He traveled to another airport in Iran and so on. So he was traveling, flying. He was running all around and he lost some weight. That doesn't mean that he lost 10 pounds of muscle. That's just water weight, guys. If you're competing, if you're a bodybuilder, you know what that is. That would come back in 2 days of just having more food and more carbs, basically. So that's what happened. Now, as far as his shape, you guys saw what he was like at 5 weeks out. He was in great condition already. And I talked to Milos. He said his back is improved, much improved. And he said his conditioning from behind is better. He's way harder from behind in the off-season or in this part of the prep. And yes, his legs do seem a little bit smaller from the front, but Hadi is swearing that it's just the videos, that in person his legs are bigger than they look on videos and photos. I'm not sure if that is true, but that's what Hadi is saying. But it's not like his legs completely disappeared. I mean, Nick Walker's legs are a big weak point for him, and he already managed to beat all of these guys basically in the top at one show or the other. And Hadi's legs are always dominant legs. Now, they wouldn't be super dominant, but it's not like they're small. And also, asymmetry is gone. So Hadi will still be very competitive at the stage of the Mr. Olympia. Potentially, he would even win the show. It's not out of the question. Even if he tried and pushed to actually compete this year at the last moment. If he got a visa, if he got this all figured out by like Monday before the Mr. Olympia, he got to the United States at Wednesday. He did it before, man, like in 2019, I think, or was it 2020, something like that. He showed up a couple of days before the show and he cracked like the top 5, top 4, top 3, something like that. So, and he was definitely in a debate of placing higher than that. So I don't think in this situation, Hadi wouldn't look good, but he decided not to stress himself. He was like, this is too much. And I understand him. Like, he's been going through this so many times so far. And now with all this stress with his country and all the pressure he's feeling, and now doing this and waiting to the last day and doing all this chaos just to compete and potentially not look his best, I understand him. It's probably too much. He's too stressed out. He can't handle the stress, and he decided to pull out. So the story is not exactly he got a visa, but he's too lazy to go and to travel. It's not like that. It's possible. There is still a small possibility that he might actually change his mind and that some things click and that he actually decides and goes to the Mr. Olympia and competes. There is still a possibility of that, but it's not a very likely scenario. Also, I don't know if you guys caught this, but after Hadi made his post about pulling out of the Mr. Olympia, later that day, he also posted another story in which he's kind of explaining what he feels like in relation to Dubai and Emirates and Iran. So what he says here is, I respect the law, both in my own country and wherever I travel. The United Arabian Emirates government has no problem with me and my entry into that country. He has not been banned, and this news is false. This is a law for all residents and tourists to be checked before entering, and each person to be subject to specific law. Please do not create a margin, and it has nothing to do with politics, etc. And do not publish false and arbitrary news. There was no intentional action on the part of the United Arab Emirates, and this country continues to be a friend and neighbor and a place of travel for us Iranians, and God willing it will be. Do not spread division. Now, I'm not sure what exactly is Hadi saying here. I mean, what he's trying to say is that this is basically the law for all Iranians. It's not like they're trying to punish him by not allowing him to compete or to actually get there. But I mean, I don't know. They could have let him in. I mean, this is, I don't know if this would apply to everybody, but it's definitely applied to Hadi. And I'm sure they could have made an exception knowing who he is. He's not just some random guy who's traveling. This is one of the best bodybuilders on the planet. And they probably knew who he is. They just decided to punish his country or him because of what is happening. And you guys know what is happening in the world. It's terrible what's happening. And, this is a very complicated political situation. And what happened here happened. I don't want to get too deep into that part, but I don't know, man. If I was Hadi, I would be pissed at Dubai, at their government, for not allowing me to compete, to actually travel over there. But it is what it is. He is not allowed to travel, to get to Dubai. Maybe if they somehow fix this mess and he's allowed to transfer his interview to Turkey or another country, and he is willing to go through this stress, through this chaos, to have this interview, to get a visa, and to travel to America, that would be awesome. That's what I'm still hoping for. There is probably no hope at this point, but technically it is possible. It is possible. His US visa is not denied. And Dubai or United Arab Emirates is not the only country in which he's able to have this interview. But the problem is time and his willingness to go through stress. So really, it's all about what Hadi feels like doing and about what his lawyers are able to do. And also, I want to say, Milos talked to Dan Solomon and Tyler Mannion, and IFBB and Mr. Olympia are on Hadi's side, and they're willing to help him in any way possible. Whatever they can do, they will do. So they are definitely trying to help him. They're at his disposal. So it's not like the US doesn't want him there, nothing like that. Nobody even said that. Nobody probably even thought that. But yeah, you guys know the relations between Iran and America right now. So because of that, you might have some ideas, but it's not true, not at all. Mr. Olympia and IFBB, so basically the US is on Hadi's side, and they're trying to help as much as possible. And also, there's another news, guys. So whether Hadi competes in a Mr. Olympia and gets to the United States this year, he's definitely, regardless of that, he's definitely going to the Arnold Classic. That's been decided. The idea, the plan is to get to the United States as soon as possible. So he didn't try to do this year. He probably tried to stay with his family for as long as possible, and it was too late when he decided to try for this. If he tried earlier, he could have been in the United States for like 3 months before Mr. Olympia, but he didn't feel like doing that. The goal is to kind of do that, not 3 months, but like 2 months before the Arnold Classic. He wants to get to the United States, train with Milos, try to improve his physique over there, and be sure he'll be able to compete. So whether we see him on the Mr. Olympia stage or not, we're gonna see him on the Arnold Classic stage. So Hadi is not done. He's coming, maybe not this year, but next year, soon, guys. In a couple of months, basically, we'll see him on the Arnold Classic stage where the prize money is a lot bigger. So it probably makes even more sense for him to do that. And that's going to do it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. Tell me down below, what do you think? What should Hadi do? Should he still try and get to the United States and risk not being at his best due to stress and logistical problems? Or just take a year off, or half a year off, season off, and compete at the Arnold Classic later this year? Whatever your thoughts are, guys, tell me down below in the comment section. See you soon, all the best, and bye-bye.